All right, what's going on? What's going on, everyone out there at Michigan Junior Chess Arena? I am Coach Wilson, or otherwise Shunzu. Maybe have a name Clyde Drexler that's on Lead Chess. Follow me if you want to at SHUNZHU22 Lead Chess or Clyde Drexler, CLYDEDREXLER. Those are my usernames on Lead Chess. We're taking a look at this Wednesday's arena, and this is going to be different because I'm going to announce the winner of the under 1600 section and the under 1200 section. There's going to be not only the open section, but it's an under 1600 champ and the under 1200 champ. That encourages more kids to play, get a shout out. All right, so let's get into the games. Making sure, okay. Let's get into the games here. Right now, Circus Master has already had a Berserk game here. Her Berserk was, she Berserk Shooty. Wow. That took a guts to Berserk Shooty, former Michigan Junior online champion. I would like to see the game where she berserks him. And she does it with black pieces too. Everybody check out the interview I just had with Circus Master. Really nice interview. Wow, look at that. And then there is unstoppable checkmate on G1. And she gets the 3 points to start her off with the Berserk. The funny thing is they don't show the record, but I know that Shooty and Circus Master have played many, many times. All right, so she starts off with the 3. Now she's going against Strange Bolt. Pretty sure she's going to try to berserk there. And there's the game. Circus Master and Strange Bolt. Circus Master is up for a berserk against Strange Bolt, the lower rated player. Strange Bolt played a pretty decent move here. Now I'm gonna say, and Strange Bolt is not doing that bad. It's 3 pieces each. There is a pawn advantage for white, or 2 pawns advantage actually. No, I'm sorry, it's 1 pawn, 6 pawns, 7 pawns. But this king is in the center. Wow, so we have rook to b8, but that was a blunder because nothing was protecting the rook. And this seems similar to the game that she played AGS chess and won that game, plus went on to win the championship, that tournament. She has won championship under her belt. And so let's go to another game here. All right. Wow, top. It's very early to name the first page. Shooty after the first loss, and that's one of Shooty's strategies, to lose the first one, but then also be able to berserk the lower players, because you go right to the bottom once you lose the first one. You have no wins, just like someone that was lower rated would have no wins in the beginning. Go to the bottom, you can berserk, build up a streak, and then meet the winners on top of the leaderboard later on in the tournament. So this also happens in real chess. They call this the Swiss Gambit. I lose my first round, go to the bottom, I can accumulate wins, and then all my harder opponents will be at the end where it's money rounds and those things count. So we have 32 players today. I'm gonna do my round, my shout out for everybody: Circus Master, Shooty 7212, SME 8N, D-10, CJ3294, SJ Checkmate, Strange Boat, Rail Grant Page, Orange, and Tacky Element. On the second page, we have Roper 7, Top Madhouse, Super Samrat, Resident Donkey, Shunzu 22, which is me, but I am not playing, WJH 3122, Full Empty Pajamas, Dizzy Shoot, CPR Chess, Taste the Pace, Determined Octopus, Unicorn Girl, 410. Now that's a new one there. Cool Peaceful Arrow, Chess BTL, Dizzy Shoe, D-09, Little Almond, Chase 101, Captain, Bezel, Dilly Dilly 789, Spark 101, and we have Chess Legacy 7428 and Kid for Great. Shout out to everybody that joined the Michigan Junior Online Arena. Remember, I need you guys to register as soon as you can for the Michigan Team Online Arena, where we're going to have our draft. That's right. We're going to draft players to play on the teams like we were in the NBA, NFL, baseball, hockey, whatever it might be. You're going to have a draft, our own team logos. It's going to be something so much fun. Make sure that you go to Michigan Chess Association and look up the registration page on the Sign Up Genius for the Michigan Junior Team Arena. Also on Implodian Chess Facebook page, you can see that as well. Make sure you go there and register for that new tournament. All right. What's going on here, though? Something happened here with Circus Master and Strange Bolt. There was a queen. Strange Bolt lost the queen somehow. Not Strange Bolt, Circus Master. Lost the queen. How did this happen? Let's see. Knight D3. And then just blundered the queen. And also missed knight takes D3. And we look at the time, Strange Bolt has 23 seconds, Circus Master has 35. So it's actually two rooks versus a knight and a queen. But I will say that this knight isn't so great here. It has no squares to go to. This bishop is ready to come into the game. So I'm thinking like maybe rook c8 and bishop c7. So Strange Bolt looks like he's running out of time here. And even though it has the queen, it's just all about the position. And Circus Master goes on to win that game. So that will give her 6 points, and she's on fire. 2 in a row, that means you're on fire, and the next win you get, you're going to get double. If you berserk, you're going to get 5 points. Not double if the berserk, but if you just win a regular game, which is normally 2, you get 4 points. So she's on fire. Super Samrat has just won his last game, gets 4 points, and that was a berserk. Roper 7 is on fire. Shooty 7212 is 4. The CPR Chest is 5. Determined Octopus, SME 8, and DDA CJ 3294, and SJ Checkmate makes up the first page. Let's see, what games can we get to? Let's look at what's going on with Resident Donkey, because Resident Donkey has been pretty quiet here. Playing DDA09. Resident Donkey goes for the berserk. And has 8 seconds left to finish the game. 8 seconds left. And looks like gets it done. The Resident Donkey gets that done here. Is that enough to get Resident Donkey onto the first page? We'll see. No, not on the first page here. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Makes it number 2. Now, let's look at what happened to Resident Donkey. Resident Donkey has won the last championship, yesterday's championship. Against Super Samurott had a draw in the first round. And DDoS got the win on a Berserk. And now going against SME8N. Pretty sure that will be another Berserk game, probably. Now, we have 2 new sections under 1600, and we see Strange Bolt is actually leading all the players in under 1600. There's also a under 1200. There's no one under 1200 on the first page. But if we go down, who's leading the under 1200 here? This Tacky Element is leading the under 1200. And Tacky Element is now playing Kid for Gray, which is one of the lower players in the tournament. Already beat Chess Legacy. So Tacky Element going for the under 1200 championship. Circus Master still is number 1. Shooty 7212 has 2 Berserks in a row. Circus Master is now playing Real Grant. Shooty 212 is playing SJ Checkmate. Actually, no, is waiting on the game. That's the hardest part about the arenas, when you're waiting on the game to play, because you want to get those games to move on and try to overcome the person that's on top of you. Resident Donkey playing SME8. Super Samurott is playing Roper 7, who was on fire. Let's look at this game. Okay, Super Samurott has berserked Roper 7. And this is a way that a good strategy to get more points is to allow your opponents to berserk you, wait a minute before the round starts, and let them think about the berserks, and then you win those games. Roper 7 is okay here. Roper 7, material is even. There's a knight versus a bishop. But what Roper 7 has to avoid is moving fast. See, that's the thing. You got to avoid moving fast. Knight F5 is a good move, attacking the queen. But instead plays Knight F7 instead. Maybe Queen G7. And takes with the queen. And now we're in an endgame where white is better because of this backwards pawn. Maybe King F7 frees your rook. And then H5. The H5 check. Oh, missed the H5 check, which would have been pretty good here. See, the problem is Roper 7 is moving as fast as Super Samurott, and you're not taking advantage of having you're not taking advantage of having more time, because obviously Super Samurott is a better chess player. But you have to take advantage of your time. And think about it, you have 3 minutes and 5 seconds left. Should think about it. Right now Roper 7 is actually winning or better in this game, up a pawn. Now that pawn is gonna go. You gotta remove the king, because you don't want to. There's a check, okay? Maybe, so you gotta watch it. You don't want the king coming close to your rook. It looks like he's just trying to get a perpetual check draw, which he does. So that draw is pretty significant for Roper 7, even though he was berserked. He grabbed the draw, which probably was the correct result anyway. And he gets to go on, and I don't know, I think he actually keeps his streak. So Roper 7 has 3 twos in a row, and is now 3rd place. Same points as Shooty 7212. CPR Chess is coming. He's on fire, winning 2 in a row with 1 Berserk. Super Samrat had a draw to start a Berserk and then another draw. Resident Donkey, CJ3294, Strange Bolt, Little Almond, and SME8N. All right, let's look. Our top games here: Circus Master versus WJH3122. This is number 1 versus number 25. SME8. This is a top 10 game. We got to check this out. Resident Donkey. This looks like, wow. Resident Donkey is winning this game, up 3 pawns. Should be winning this game. But SME8 has the time advantage. So if we take, definitely should not take, because a king and pawn in game, this is just easily losing for SME8. And he doesn't even take the pawn. Oh man, so this is a loss. 1 pawn will queen, 16 seconds left. Resident Donkey is too good here. There will be a checkmate in this game, pretty sure. Resident Donkey gets the Berserk points there. That will be, but it's all about streaks. So Resident Donkey Resident Donkey had a streak of, yep, so that's going to be a 5-pointer, which will give Resident Donkey 12 points. Circus Master still on fire with a 3-3-5 perfect. That's the highest you can get in the first 3 rounds. And Circus Master is berserking now. WJH Wallace Harris, first board for the Cornerstone State Champion Elementary K16. You see that Circus Master has the bishop here. Now Circus Master has to watch it because this bishop is trapped after C5 or E5. You have to watch it here. And okay, so now with C5, you have bishop E5, and she just wants to give up the bishop here. Oh, she also had bishop takes F6. She has 59 seconds to 3 minutes left. Oh, and you have to take this. And then now it's all about this isolated pawn here. So she chooses to give up the isolated pawn because queen takes E3 could be played. And now this is going to be, black is going to be up a pawn here, bishop versus knight in game. Maybe rook E2. Rook E2. Now where is she going? She's going the wrong way. You want the king to stay in the center. And now looks like you got to play rook A to C1. There's going to be a rook to D2, threatening to double the rooks on the 7th rank or the 2nd rank. Instead, there was a knight H5. I don't see a future for the knight A5. And look, there's a skewer there, but luckily you have rook to E5 protects the knight. Rook E5, G4. So there's rook E5. She takes, and then maybe she's doing that just to take over the file, or she's stopping the rook from going to E2. 41 seconds left. Black is better in this game. I think black is actually winning. C5, D4, pass pawn comes here. Just stop C5. Smart. There's no C5, D4 here. Maybe rook C1. Now that was weird. Now you allow the rook to go to the 2nd rank. There's 35 seconds left. I probably would have traded this rook. Now rook D1. Oh, now she gets a pass pawn here after B4. And now it's going to be a pawn race here. And I believe that whoa. She turns down the pass pawn. Guess she just wants to draw the game. Rook D4. Take, and this should be a draw. And then rook to, well, that was a wasteful check. Rook D7 would have been better. Now I think Circus Master's kind of freaking out about the time. And even though this is a book draw, this with the time and how Circus Master is moving, I think Black probably will win this game because she's moving way too fast without thought. But she has a rook on the right rank. If you just keep the rook back and forth, rook a3, rook b3, move the king back and forth, the pawns will be traded, and she goes backwards. So that wasn't a smart move here. And definitely not smart to trade the rooks. If you want to draw the game, one thing you don't want to do is trade the rooks. You want to keep a rook on the board that increases your drawing chances, not going into a king and pawn endgame. For instance, now king steps up and you lost. You shouldn't lose here. Well, let me not say you lost just yet. Not just yet. Gotta come back. And maybe, hey, this is a draw here. This is a draw. And now you could just push the other pawn and you get to draw this game where I think it was worse for you. And then king takes and then you get the draw. All right, so that was lucky for Circus Master there. But right behind Circus Master was Resident Donkey with the Berserk. That won't be perfect score for a Circus Master. Resident Donkey with the 12 points should pass Circus Master, I think. No, Resident Donkey has 12 and Circus Master gets. Then now I'm not sure once you get this draw, does it keep your streak going? It might. But that draw when you Berserk gave her 2 points and she has a 1-point lead with 44 minutes left in the tournament. Let's run off the first page again. Circus Master, number 1. Resident Donkey, number 2 with 12. CPR Chess, Charlie Reese from Holland with a almost perfect score, 2, 3, and 5. He's on fire. He's number 3. Roper Chess was on fire and now just got back a Berserk point, which is number 4. Roper Chess just Shooty 7212 just shoots past everybody. He's on fire with a 335. Super Samrat 1313. That's an area code there for Detroit, but that's not good for Chess. Super Samrat 1313, but he's on the first page. CJ 3294 224 is on fire. Little Almond has a 0, but 224, 3 in a row streak there. He is on the first page. Didas 10 and Strange Bow. Now, who has the lead as far as under 1600? It is Roper 7 who's leading CJ 3294 by 1 point. Then it's Little Almond, Didas, and Strange Bow. Now, if we go down to the under 1200 section, Tacky Element is still leading that, on fire with 2 in a row. Tied with him. Tacky Element, just what happened to him there? Tacky Element, actually, he is on fire. He wins 3 in a row just as we speaking. And he's on the first page with an 1135 rating. And right behind him in the under 1200 is Paige Orange, who has 4 chess or Spark 101. And that's the only ones that are on the second page there. Let's get to the game. So Circus Master is still number 1. And Circus Master is playing Shooty 7212. And this looks like both players have did a Berserk. Both players berserked each other. Their career record against each other is 2.5 to 2.5, completely even. Circus Master has the black pieces now. Watch this bishop on b7. You threaten things like queen g5. So he immediately he sees that. So that's why he plays f3. e4 is played, and maybe I thought maybe like rook d8 would have been better. This knight on d2 doesn't have a future at all. Like rook d8. Oh, okay, and knight c4. So there is, he's planning on going, okay, so Circus Master controls the d6 square twice. So the knight wouldn't be able to go there. Bishop c4. Bishop a6. Is it worth it to take this bishop from this long diagonal and trade it for the knight? I'm not sure. But maybe it was because this knight was threatening to go to d6 with e5, knight d6, and that knight would dominate the game. Queen b6, this is a strong move. It makes the queen stay where it is. Now, you get this check. I don't know if you should have saved it because you really don't get anything out of that check. Rook a to c8. You got rook takes d8 check. Moves out of the way. Maybe a5 and a4, threatening to attack the pin knight. Rook takes d8. So this is even. This is a knight versus a bishop. And I actually think that the knight might even be a little bit better here. And Circus Master goes to a king and pawn ending with the worst king. That is not a good decision. You don't ever want to go to a king and pawn ending unless you're sure you're going to win this game. And I don't see how Black could think that she would have an advantage with this king. This king is all the way on her 5th rank. So that was not a good decision. But somebody has to move. Now, there could have been some, whoa, this is a race here. And there's a check. Oh, that was bad. And now Shooty is going to just queen a pawn. And that's it. Shooty's going to go ahead on and win this game here. So let's go back. That was a big decision from Circus Master to go to a king and pawn ending with the worst king. Her king was very bad. All right, so now we go back to the leaders. Resident Donkey has taken the lead with 22. Has 1, 3, 3, and 3 5s in a row with Berserks. Shooty 7212 is now number 2, and Circus Master drops to number 3. CPR Chess has 3 in a row, but is playing, I think CPR Chess has probably Berserk a little bit more. The lower players, definitely. If he wants to get into the top tier of the players on the Michigan Junior Online Arena. Resident Donkey is getting their share, which is weird, getting their share of lower players to Berserk. Draw to Super Samurai and gets a 15, 15, 14, 11, 13, and 11. And those are all games that Resident Donkey can Berserk with ease. And you see there is 5 straight victories with Berserk. And now playing Spark 101, which is 1139, and this is going to be another easy Berserk game, and Resident Donkey has the 27 points here. Full Empty Pajamas playing, and the Full Empty Pajamas, I'm surprised he's not in on the first page. He's number 14. Usually he's on the first page. One of the highest rated players in this with the he's 1633. He's getting berserked right now by Shooty 7212. Shooty is going for first place and figures he has to berserk in order to get that. So here we see that Black has, everything is even here. But Black has the bishop pair, which makes it a different imbalance here. And here, Full Empty Pajamas is pulling this knight to e5. That looks like a good square. And he trades there, which is weird. Rook e1, taking control over the open file. Maybe a rook b8. Okay, so that was a really strong move. Because if b4, oh, now that's an excellent move because after bishop takes c5, you have b4 with the fork. So that's a good, smart, and fast decision by Full Empty Pajamas to stop the... And now b4 here. b4, and then white has a pass pawn. Looks like he's threatening to go rook to g3, but then you have bishop f8. Or even better. And then that's a free bishop here. Because the bishop has no squares to move to. And so you have to take 2 pawns for... You might even get 3 pawns, actually. Or maybe not. You have bishop takes c5, and then rook takes d5. So you might get 3 pawns for the piece. Rook takes b5. And then maybe here you actually take and play b4 and try to use the 2 pawns versus the piece. A takes b4 is the best move because you don't want to be stuck with a rook pawn. There you go. But the problem, there is the problem though. You can't go rook c1 because the bishop takes b4. So you lose a pawn here. And he wisely pushes to b5, so it is 2 pawns versus a piece. You're probably gonna have to keep pushing. And then you got to play rook b2, make sure there's no rook to c2. Okay. The good thing for Full Empty Pajamas is that, hey, he has more time. If you can somehow get the king over to a to protect the pawn, whether it's b6 or whatever, then now what you don't want to do is, you don't want to check. King is in the center, centralized king. And here you just hold. So actually, no, you could play g4 and f5. But he's playing really smart here. It's going to be hard for Shooty 7-2-1-2 to win this game, even up the piece, because the pawns, the extra material. Now that was a big mistake. That was a bad mistake to make with 2 minutes and 33 seconds left. You just gave up the rook, and now Shooty 7-2-1-2 should win that because of that blunder. Unfortunate, it looked really good how Full Empty Pajamas was using the material that he had, the extra material. Super Samrat versus Resident Donkey. Super Samrat could stop Resident Donkey's streak. He probably needs to do that in order to catch Resident Donkey. Super Samrat is number 5. Resident Donkey is the leader, going for the 2nd championship in a row. Super Samrat actually is up in time, has more time than he started out with. You look at the career record is 3.5 to 3.5 for both. What is Resident Donkey thinking about here? Maybe you can go bishop takes d3 and king to e8. Plays a3 here. This is going to be a pretty good battle. White has an extra pawn. Now he's threatening to play e4, which makes his extra pawn an active participant in the game. Remember, when you have extra material, it means nothing unless you make it an active participant in the game. All right, and here I don't know. if this was the best decision, but you'd still have an extra pawn. I'm pretty sure he would love to go to a king and pawn endgame with that extra pawn. Resident Donkey is in some trouble. Now it is a 3-minute advantage on the clock. He keeps the queens on the board, which is smart. King to e2, stopping any penetration of queen d2 there. Oh, but then loses a pawn here with queen b5 and missed that check. And that's going to give up the b2 pawn, and now I don't think Super Samurott is in good position anymore. Probably should just take the draw now, because I believe black has activity with threatening queen takes c3, queen takes a3, and now should just draw. And that's what it looks like Super Samurott is trying to do. Yep. And then there's a draw there. Wow. That was a big blunder by Super Samurott to allow queen b5, check, taking the pawn. So Resident Donkey is looking really good to repeat as champion. I don't know who Resident Donkey is, and the thing is, I want everybody, because I don't know, the reason why I want to know who everybody is, I want to know that there's no adults playing in this tournament. Since I don't know who Resident Donkey is, I might have to ban them from the tournament, because I haven't got responses for who Resident Donkey is. So sorry. All right. Just trying to find out who Resident Donkey is to make sure everything is fair. I have to do that. If it's an adult, they shouldn't be playing in this tournament. And everyone else, I have their names, their real names, and their username. The one I don't have is Resident Donkey. Oh, okay. Got it. So Ethan Liu, which makes sense. Okay. I got it. So Ethan Liu is from Ann Arbor. And I know him actually really well. So Resident Donkey is Ethan Liu, and that makes a lot of sense. Gonna want to make sure I write that down. All right, Ethan. Sorry about that. I had to want to make sure that you were a kid and not an adult. All right, just gonna say sorry, Ethan. All right, definitely know Ethan Lou. He's from Ann Arbor, Clague, I believe, middle school. I think he's headed to Ann Arbor Huron in high school. So Resident Donkey. Now I know who you are. And Ethan Lou is an 1800 player, very talented player, one of the best players in Michigan. And he is Resident Donkey here. Got it. All right, let's go back to the first page. Resident Donkey is number 1. Shooty 7212 is number 2, but just lost the game to, I guess it was Circus Master here. Lost the game to Circus Master, which broke the streak. Now Circus Master has a Berserk. Circus Master actually Berserk Shooty 7212 and won the game. Now it's playing Strange Bolt. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a Berserk as well. And looks like she's up a piece here. Charlie Reese from Holland is on the first page at number 4. Charlie just has to berserk more opponents, especially the lower rated opponents, and try to get those points. But now it's playing Roper 7. Roper 7 is still fighting, been struggling the last 3 rounds, and is on the first board. So let's get to the top games. All right. So Resident Donkey versus Dizzy Shoe. That is a top game. And number 2 versus number 8. Judy versus Chess BTL. Let's go Shooty versus Chess BTL. Chess BTL is on this first page. Only a 1293 player. And looks like Shooty is attacking the D6 bishop. But looks like Shooty is just up a piece. The king is in the center. This looks like it should be an easy victory for Shooty. So let's move on to another game here. All right, 23 minutes left in our Michigan Junior Online Arena today. So you got to get your wins in now. Top games is Resident Donkey versus Dizzy Shoe. Let's check a look at this. This is 1 number versus number 8. 1 versus number 8. And I must say, it doesn't look good for Black. Black has a really good blockading knight. Black is down a pawn, and then you're trading to a knight in game, which probably you shouldn't do. There is a pass D pawn. I don't think Resident Donkey should push this D pawn just now. He goes for the A5 pawn instead. Oh, and this is actually a pretty good move, the knight E4. Only if you're able to catch the pawn on, so for instance, like you're threatening knight takes A2, but you have to be able to catch the pawn on the D file here. There's another check, and then you have knight back to C3, maybe pushing this pawn. So he takes there, and now, wow. So now I'm back knight C3. Now you have knight takes C5. This is just winning for white, I believe. Unless there be some type of blunder. I don't see a way that he can even come back here. He could have played knight E2, threatening knight to D. 4 with the fork up and taking the F3 pawn. Then you have a passer at least. Now he just blunders the knight, and this is just over. So Resident Donkey will go on to win that tournament, or not the tournament, but that round. Okay. Okay, we go back to the first page. Resident Donkey. Now, Shooty 7212 can actually catch Resident Donkey. It's 20 minutes left, so anybody can catch him, actually. Look at CPR Chess is on fire in the top 3. Circus Master also on fire. Super Samrad, Vizo, CJ3294, very consistent on the first page. Roper 7, still on the first page. Little Almond, the future of the imploding chess, and Dizzy Shoe on the first page. Now, the leader of the under 1600 group is Vizil. Vizil has 16 points. CJ3294 is behind him. Roper 7 has dropped down, and Little Almond is right behind him. Now, who's the leader of the under 1200? It is Spark. Actually, wait a minute. To make sure, yep, it is Spark. 1-on-1. He's the leader of the under 1200 section, tied with Tacky Element. By tie breaks, he's the leader. And you have Paige Orange trying to come back. She has 6 points, just 2 points behind. All right, so best games, Resident Donkey versus Circus Master here. We got to take a look at number 1 versus number 4. Circus Master could stop the streak here. Wow. Bishop h6, bishop f6, so you're really not getting anything out of it. But then there's a knight to g4 move that I don't know, because after g takes h6 and knight takes h6 check, no, still doesn't seem like it's enough. King h8, and then maybe bishop to f4. Now, Resident Donkey goes for the outpost on the c4 square. You have to watch Circus Master because she's very tricky. But you can't go bishop takes h4, but now you can actually go bishop takes h4. So that move that she played here is a blunder, because now after you move the knight away, then the bishop moves. So that is going to hurt Circus Master there. That was a bad decision. So she gets something out of it, I guess. Now you have knight c4. You threaten rook g8. Doesn't look good here. Rook g8 is coming. Maybe queen f4. That's coming. Rook g8, queen f4. I don't know. Circus Master still have some good things. Now you see Resident Donkey wants to trade. After queen takes f7, stops that trade there. Now the e6 pawn is hanging, and Circus Master might have enough pawns to make up for being down the piece if you don't watch it. So now Circus Master has 7 pawns. Now I'm not going to claim that these double pawns are that great, but has 7 pawns against 4. So that's 3 pawns for a piece, technically. There's some weak pawns though for black as well. There's a b7 pawn. This d5 pawn is weak. Now what's happening here? This is some type of, it's a sacrifice. I don't think that was actually necessary, but it gets some pawns back. Oh, now that was a big blunder. That was a big blunder to do that with 4 minutes left on your clock. Resident Donkey is the one who has to move fast, but 4 minutes left on your clock, and then you blunder a rook. And so this is going to be over, I believe. So let me not say too quick. There is a couple things that you have in your favor, but doesn't look like you have them in your favor anymore because you just, well, there's still some things. If you could somehow make this pass pawn effective, somehow, it's going to be very hard. Now there's a checkmate threat on rook e1. Don't know how you get out of checkmate. Maybe rook to g1, but then knight takes g1. And you can't avoid the checkmate here. So that's going to be game. Circus Master falls to Resident Donkey again. Resident Donkey has not lost one game in this tournament. Has 34 points, and with 14 minutes left, it is a slim chance that Shooty 7212 can catch him. CPR Chess can catch him. Circuit Master, she's pretty much out of it now. Super Samrat, I don't know where Super Samrat has been. Super Samrat had a draw to stop the streak and had those gaps in the beginning, so it only has 16 points. Bazale was on fire with a 2-2-4-4 score, just lost to stop the streak. Bazale is on the first page and leading the under 1600 players. 13, CJ 3294, Roper 7. Determined Octopus gets to the first page on fire with 11 points. Little Almond, the future of the Implodians, is on the first page. Little Almond has been struggling here. Lost the last 4 out of 5 games, but still on the first page here. And the battle of the under 1200 section, Spark 101 still has 8 points lead. Tacky Element, Page Orange, they're both tied. They're tied for the under 1200 championship. Now let's get to the games. Resident Donkey versus Shooty 7212. Now, this is the biggest game of the tournament, especially since Shooty 7212 is trying to catch Resident Donkey. Their career record against each other is 1 win, 1 loss. They're tied. Resident Donkey has this really nice knight on e5. Look at the bishop on c8 for Shooty 7212. It's a bad piece. Probably going to develop it with b6 and bishop a6. Trading the bad bishop for a good bishop. Immediately, white takes advantage of the center, playing e4. You look at moves like knight takes e4. The queen is very awkwardly placed. Knight can hop to d6. So does not trade there. Instead, keeps the tension, threatening to open up a file, putting the rook on the same file as the knight. Knight e4 is still, I'm surprised it didn't play knight e4. What? Surprised it didn't play knight e4 here, which would have been better. We have 12 minutes and 23 seconds left in the total tournament. This might be enough for 2 games, maybe, if you put down a berserk. Maybe enough. And in order for Resident Donkey to fall, actually, it's probably Shooty. In order for Shooty to catch Resident Donkey, Shooty would have had to berserk this game and the next game. So maybe he could have enough time to play 2 games. Let's see where they are. So, ooh. Oh no, I didn't notice that. So Shooty and CPR Chess can catch Resident Donkey if Resident Donkey loses this game. Actually, if Resident Donkey loses this game, Shooty will move past Resident Donkey. And the more time Shooty takes to move past, the less chances that Resident Donkey could actually catch up. But look at CPR Chess. Charlie Reese is on fire here. Only 1 loss in this tournament. Now, who is Charlie Reese playing CPR chess? Playing Little Almond. And tell you the truth, guys, I would be surprised if CPR chess did not do a berserk against Little Almond. He did. He done the berserk so he can get 5 points and score. That would give him 37 total points. And even if either one of those, if he beats Little Almond in this game with 37 points, that should be enough. And even if Shooty beats Resident Donkey, that should be enough to win it all. Or it would at least be, it could be a tie. No, because if Shooty wins, nope, he would go past Shooty and he would go past Resident Donkey. So this is an important game here. Little Almond, the future of the Implodians, looks like he's actually better in this game. So it's not an easy task at all. Look at how Little Almond is playing very solid here. Probably C3. Played rook to, okay, and then played probably C3. Keeping that covered. And then if C takes D4, you probably just trade here with the rooks. Well, man, maybe with the pawn. Don't want to trade those rooks off. And then you just go rook takes actually E5. So Little Almond can actually take on E5 with the rook, because if queen takes E5, D takes E5, rook takes D1, rook takes D1, and everything is the same. You win a pawn. Little Almond, I like how Little Almond is taking his time to see these moves here, but he misses it. He could have taken a pawn, and now it is CPR chess with the lead in material. Okay, you can't allow D2, which is a fork. You got to stop D2. Okay. Goes rook E3. This is a pretty good move because you're threatening to go rook G3. In some cases, you might need the rook as an attacking piece as well. Rook G3. Maybe rook E2. Actually, no. It's going to be, now this is hard. So CPR chess finds a strong move here because rook E1 is coming into the game. This is it. Rook E1, and that's going to win the game for Shooty. That's going to win the game because you're winning the queen here, and we're just going to count that for Shooty 7-2. We're going to count that for Shooty there, or CPR chess. I'm sorry, CPR chess. So CPR chess has done what he's supposed to do to try to win first place. And we need to look at the league here. Okay. Let's go. Okay, so Resident Donkey, did he win that game? Oh, Resident Donkey actually wins the game against Shooty 7-2-1-2, which means he is most likely the champion. Now let's see what happened. It didn't look like he was anywhere near winning that game. And he really needed to win the game to clinch the championship. Okay, so if we look at this game here, it looked like Shooty was okay. And now it looks like all tactics here. All tactics happen here. Now, I will say this. I don't understand why. Okay, so rook takes check. And then king h7. Oh, yeah, then the bishop. Yeah, that looks pretty bad. But we have rook to f5. So take, check, and then you move again. I don't know. I still might want to look at taking this. But he didn't take it. And then he loses the queen. So you might as well take this here. And I know it was rook takes check was the move. But we already have so many pieces. I don't know if I would have played this That looks bad. But maybe this here and rook here. And then maybe I just have to bite the bullet and just lose my queen in this fashion. But hey, I have a rook and a knight for a queen, so I'm fighting here. But that would have been better in that game. But Shooty loses that game, and so Resident Donkey has 42 points. Now, Resident Donkey is he playing someone now? Because it's possible that Charlie Reese could get a 5-pointer and tie Resident Donkey. But Charlie Reese is playing Circus Master. And is Charlie Reese going for the 5-pointer? He is going for the 5-pointer, but against Circus Master, this is going to be very hard. But I will say this: look at Circus Master's king in the center of the board. Now, Circus Master is up a piece, but that king in the center of the board, so here there's a queen to e6 check, and that should do it. Queen e6, knight f7 check, you win the rook. It's just not going to be good enough. Or you even have maybe knight c6, but it looks like this should be it with knight f7. And Circus Master is not going to be able to do anything here. Now, what I would do if I was CPR chess is actually, I would resign here and try to see if I can get a quick berserk with someone lower here. Because it's possible that you can get a quick win against one of the 1,000 players. If you get paired up with them, luckily, you can get a win there. So I would definitely resign, try to get a berserk and try to catch Resident Donkey. Because this game doesn't look like you're not winning this game here. Okay, here we go. So Resident Donkey is 42 points, CPR chess is 37, and Shooty 7212 has 32. And that looks like those are going to be our top 3 scorers no matter what. Things could change for either one of them. Resident Donkey is berserking Vizel, actually at this moment, trying to gain more points. Circus Master is number 4. Vizel is number 5 on the first page. Vizel is the leader in the under. Now, that's what we haven't looked at. Under 1600 section, Vizel is leading by 5 points over CJ 3294. Roper 7 also has 15 points in the under 1600 section. Little Almond and Page Orange is actually gained on the first page and is under 1200, leading in the under 1200 section. And let's go to the second page. Behind her in the under 1200 is Tacky Element with 8 points, lost 4 straight games. So it is Page Orange championship to lose in the under 1200 section there. Oh, I am sorry. Something's wrong with the internet, but congratulations. Oh, is it coming back? I don't know. It might. There it goes. It's back. I'm just going to end the stream right there, or the recording. Everything went dark there for a minute. Resident Donkey is still leading. He's berserking Vizel. CPR chess. He's playing Shooty 7212. So it's still, if Resident Donkey not able to win this game, it's still possible that CPR could actually win his game with the berserk and tie Resident Donkey. And I don't know how the tie breaks will go, but you don't want, you never know. Looks like both players have did the berserk. They only have 1 minute left. You're gonna have to do something quickly. Rook to b1 attacks the b7 pawn. After a move like b6, yeah, I don't see either one of these guys making it to win any games in 36 seconds. That's all we have left in this tournament. All right, so right now Vizel has the 20 points. He's leading the under 1600 section, 1 ahead of CJ3294. Now, if CJ3294 can do something in these seconds, we'll see. But no, it is over. Resident Donkey is number 1 with a performance rating of 2006. Number 2 is CPR Chess. Actually, Resident Donkey has a performance rating of 2006, games played 12, win rate 83, berserk 58% of the games. CPR Chess, Charlie Reese has set from Holland, 1769. I think this is his first top 3, I believe. He's 1769 performance, played 12 games, win rate 75, and berserked at a 75%. Shooty 7212. Performance rating of 1801, played 12 games, win rate 75%, and berserked at the highest rate of 83%. Our champion for the under 1600 section is Adi Izel. Adi Izel is the champion. His username is Vizel. He had 20 points and placed 5th place overall. He is our under 1600 champion here. And then our under 1200 champion, if we go to the second page, is Paige. Paige Orange is our under 1200 champion. She scored 12 points to win that championship. Congratulations, Paige. All right, so we're gonna end this video. Remember, register for the registration sign-up genius forms are on the Michigan Chess Association Facebook page. Make sure you register for that. Also, it's on the Implodian Chess Facebook page. You can look that up and register for that as well. What that is that you're registering for our Team Chess Arena, the Michigan Junior Team Chess Arena, which means it'll be 4 players per team. You could be on like the New Mexico Vipers because every team is going to have their own logos and own team name. And how are the teams picked? Well, the 8 lowest rated players out of the group will be picking teams every round. They will be picking their teammates. And so it makes it even. So the higher players will play the highest rated players on each team, while the lowest players will play that team's lowest rated player. Board 1 through board 4. And that's coming up on the 20th. The draft is 2:30 through 4:30. It'll be live. All of the general managers will be live. We're going to be doing on Implodian Chess stream. We're going to stream on Implodian Chess, Michigan Chess Facebook page, Implodian Chess Facebook page, all the social media sites that we use to share the link for our tournaments. Make sure you register for that. And have your parents make sure your parents, you probably the ones that look at this video, but make sure your parents register you and actually put your name down, because I don't know your parents' names, but I know you guys by your names. Your real name should go on there. And we're gonna match you guys up based on either whatever rating is higher, whether it's your rating online or your rating in the United States Chess Federation. So I need your real name for that. So this was a really good tournament. Congratulations to Resident Donkey, 2-time champion. First 2-time champion I believe that we've had. I don't know, Wolf 2008 might have had one. AJS Chess Aiden Song might have had one too. I'm not sure. But Resident Donkey has won 2 championships in a row. Can anyone stop him? We'll see tomorrow when we play the Michigan Junior Online Arena. And for everyone here, thank you for coming. And I am an Implodian, and I'm out.